to the Prepared Mind channel, folks. It is getting nasty out there. Nasty, 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 nasty. I want to talk about SHTF. Can you believe it, folks? We used to talk about our favorite recipes. We used to talk about our favorite investments. Hey, where to take the kids for a good time? Well, not really, but we talked about other stuff. Now it is SHTF all the time. It's incredible, folks. I mean, what do Mao, Stalin, Hitler, Castro, what do they all have in common? Che Guevara. Let's see. They were despotic, tyrannical, socialist, Marxist dictators. And what did they do? They politically persecuted anyone that disagreed with them. You see, when your idea is so bad that people are willing to fight you over it, it's a bad idea. It's not good for them, is it? When your political system is so corrupt that it can't tolerate criticism, there's a problem there. You see, I could defend capitalism 7 days a week. I can defend freedom 7 days a week, right? Real free market, not crony capitalism, not fascism version of capitalism, real capitalism, where people are protected not only from each other on the street, but from predatory corporate practices. But, they can't defend their system, whether we're talking Wall Street or the military, whether they're talking politics or medicine, whether they're talking education or social engineering out of Hollywood. They can't defend it, so they want to silence you. And what that is called, folks, whether they're attacking you on the street, in your job, if you're not allowed to have your job because you're not behaving according to their standards, right? That's because it's been politicized. And that's awful. It's awful, folks. It used to be you can't talk about politics, or you shouldn't talk about politics at Thanksgiving or Christmas because family members, they get in arguments. Now you're not allowed to talk about it because you're going to end up on a frickin' list. And not Santa's nice list either. But political persecutions have begun in the United States of America. The land of the free, the home of the brave, the idea that became popularized, free speech, free thought, free political association. Folks, what do Mao, Hitler, Stalin, Castro, what do they have in common? They killed people they didn't like. They jailed people they didn't like. They marginalized them. They dehumanized them. And then they take action against them. Well, but only people they don't like. That's why people like Joe Biden. That's why people like Hunter Biden. Nancy Pants Pelosi. She can get away with breaking all sorts of rules, but they're more like guidelines than actual rules. Oh yeah, let's not forget Hillary, an actual person who's been said to be by the FBI director, James Comey, former FBI director. Yep, she was violating the law. That makes her a criminal. No prosecution, because it's all politicized, folks. If you're on the right side of the power structure, you can do whatever you want. But in California, we've got Larry Elder, who just yesterday was called by the LA Times the black face of white supremacy. Why? Because he is successful. He's very smart. He's well-spoken. That's why he's a radio announcer guy, right? Not a radio announcer, but a talk show host. Very successful talk show host in a state, right, that is really blue, California, especially where he's at down in SoCal. But that doesn't mean there's not 30 or 40% Republicans in the state. Still, I mean, let's see, if you got 40 million people and half of them roughly are conservatives, well, that's a pretty big audience to shoot for, just to have a radio show. So he's very successful. He's well known, and he's doing extremely well in polling against Gavskim Newscomb, his eminence, who is throwing an absolute fit while in office now, like a child, a tempestuous toddler. But get this, we can't have anyone who is not part of the political apparatus winning. So California officials, meaning California government people, political groups, are now investigating. They've opened an investigation into whether Larry Elder failed to properly disclose his income sources. That's what they've got, folks. I think we saw this with that guy named Trump. I think we've seen this with anybody, folks, that opposes their system. Is Larry Elder the most constitutional guy on the planet? I don't know. He does a radio show. And folks, when you're in the entertainment industry where you're providing information and opinion, you never can truly know 100% about a person, right? You guys get to see the YouTube, patreon.com John. You don't get to see the John eating a bowl of chili with a beer. Some of you have, right? Some of you get to see real life John eating a hamburger, but not all of you. Anyways, you get to see the personality. So Larry Elder, his personality. But apparently it's bad enough. It's threatening enough to these leftists. It's threatening enough to them, folks, that it's time to politically persecute. Again, you don't like them. You start talking trash about them. Then, right, you dehumanize them by calling Larry Elder the black face of white supremacy. What a disgusting lowball shot. That's the LA Times. That's our mainstream media, whether it's in print, and who the hell buys their newspaper anymore? I'm sure most of their subscribers are electronic. And who would pay for that fucking bilge anyways? I mean, talk about sewage. So you got print, satellite TV, cable, whatever, internet news broadcasts. If they're left-wing, they're going to attack them, attack Larry Elder and anyone like him. You see, we're all being segregated, separated off, put in that area. Now, some people will be marginal. They'll go and they'll get some Kool-Aid. And they're like, hey, I'm a Republican who took the Kool-Aid. Can't you guys be nice to me? Not really. No, we've got a lot more to talk about this political persecution, folks. There's a lot more to this. And I'm going to give you another little taste of it right here. Former CIA director Michael Hayden says it's a good idea to drop off Trump supporters in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. You divide people up. Then you dehumanize them. And then you punish them. In Larry Elder's case, he's a political candidate. And it lets you know where we're at in this process of creating SHTF on the street. When the government has gone this far, it's no longer, we've been divided. They divided us up. Now they're dehumanizing Larry Elder. Okay, he's the black face of white supremacy. What a crock of shit, right? But they've dehumanized him. They've dehumanized Trump supporters as deranged, clinging to their guns and Bibles. Bad people. That's what they're doing, folks, so that they can do things like drop us off. Now, people are going to be like, oh, that's kind of mean, don't you think? Just dropping off Larry Elders and all those, Republicans. We won't do that, but maybe we'll just put them in camps and we'll re-educate them. We'll help them get their heads right. That's where we're at, folks. Divide, dehumanize, destroy. Hey, that actually made sense, huh? That's their process. They've divided us. Now they're dehumanizing us. This is where we're at. Step 2. Step 3 is doing what they say they're going to do. Drop us off in Taliban, Afghanistan. I tell you what, communists, why don't you go there? Why don't you go, if you hate America and our freedoms, our liberty, our Constitution, our traditions, our culture, why don't you leftist scumbags, you get the fuck out of the country? And we've been saying that for decades. You don't like America? Get out of here. No one's making you stay here. They want what's ours because they're communists. And they want to kill us or get us out because that's what they're saying, folks. Even cute little Katie Couric thinks that we need to be reprogrammed, deprogrammed. We need to be re-educated and indoctrinated. They want us to drink their political Kool-Aid and the other types of Kool-Aid that are available. Really, it's good. Just to have a tequila shot. You'll like it. It's good for you. Really. That's how they play the game, folks. And it's incredible. The world is being poisoned with left-wing politics. It is the politics of personal destruction. Remember when Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton used that? Oh, those bad Republicans, they're the politics of personal destruction. No. Bill was destroying himself, right? And the world was like, you know what? You guys are scum. Well, and then they would do the exact opposite. Again, projecting their belief system, right? They're using political destruction on the world. Look what they're doing to Larry Elders. You're the black face of white supremacy. That's politics of personal destruction. They've politicized. It's a political race, yeah, but they're personally destroying the guy, calling him a white supremacist. The dude's just a guy. He has his opinions. Too bad. Clinging to your guns and Bibles, politicizing you, personal destruction. And send you, folks, to a camp. Send you to Afghanistan, where the Taliban will deal with you. And the Taliban is the same thing, folks, as the Marxists. Political censorship, travel restrictions, hide your face, and instantaneous death sentence if you fuck up. That's exactly what the Taliban is about. And here in America, they haven't gotten to the point where they can just come and arrest you and give you a little taste of justice right there. But it's coming, folks. In fact, we'll be talking about that later. What's going on in happy Portland. Get ready, folks. This is inescapable. Sides have been chosen. Divide, dehumanize, destroy. It is time for shit to hit the fan, big time. It is time for Mad Max. It's going to be on the street, big time, folks. It's coming. Not today, not tomorrow, but it's coming very, very quickly. Much more quickly than I like. But that doesn't mean you don't have time to get prepared. Be sure, click subscribe. If you're on Patreon, thank you very much, folks. Patreon.com is the place to be, really. You get all these news articles, the links, and I try and put them in the most common link sites so you're not reloading and reloading. Anyways, it's a nightmare having to load up all of this crap. Now, fortunately, I have enough bandwidth that I can do a decent broadcast from the bunker. But it's like when I have to load up page after page from all these different websites, that slugs things down. Anyways, we do our best to get you the news stories from the best sites, the most reliable sites, so you can make the best decision for you that fits in with your program of food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. That's what's coming, folks. That's what's coming, because it's a good idea to drop off free people in Afghanistan. Yep, that's a great idea. Coming from a former CIA director. Thank you, pal. And it's a good idea to take anybody. It's a good idea to take anybody, right, and just destroy them absolutely politically and to persecute them because they can't stand opposition. That's what you and I are. We're now organized opposition to their plan to divide, demonize, destroy. And they're doing it. You have to be aware of it, folks. Be aware of it. Prepare for it. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours. I'll talk to you again very soon, folks. Very, very soon.